Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to talk about the artichokes, the Imperial Star variety from Burpee Seeds that we're trying to grow this year. So back in early March, we got our pack of 25 seeds and we planted them in little cups. First thing we did was we put them on blotters and we got them to sprout. And then for the ones that sprouted, of the 25, 24 sprouted, and we put them in these little containers. And I'm going to talk to you today about the process of growing them in the indoor garden. And just today we planted them in the outdoors. So stay tuned as we have a little bit more fun talking about artichokes. We'd like to ask that you please subscribe, hit the like button, and the notify to stay current with our content. Thank you. Now, if you've been watching our garden series, you see that we've tried several things new this year. We're taking celery that we use to make celery juice, and the celery bulk that we have left, we've been putting in water and watching them sprout. Now, of these, we did 6 of them this year, and 4 of them made it to the end, and they've been planted already out in dirt out in the garden. So we're growing some celery. You can see some bad wheatgrass there that the cats chew up, and our artichoke collection. That's what we started with from out of all the sprouting seedlings that got this far, and we just did videos of them periodically during the month of March and the very early part of April, showing people what was going on with them. Now, here they are when they were little babies and they were coming up out of the sprouting trays. And we just had them in saran wrap. It did 2 things. One, it kept a lot of moisture around the seedlings that were sprouting. And 2, it kept our 4 cats from wanting to get in there and play with them and try to eat them and paw them out, which is why we ended up going with saran wrap. And then we also had them in with an early version grow light. It was just a little small 10-watt thing when they were first sprouting out to give them a little bit of light, but nothing real strong and nothing real bright. We've now taken them back over to natural light, and then again today we've also taken them out and planting them in the outdoor garden about 4 feet between the plants because they will get fairly large, as you will see at the end here. Now for our indoor tent, we're using a baker's rack. We have a plastic wrap that goes around it to keep dust off of pots and pans, and we have a grow light at the top, and we have a little small 6-inch fan down on the bottom to keep the air circulating. So the moisture, as you can see, stays about 75% inside the container for the garden. So the plants are just absolutely loving it, and they're getting a good bright light. You notice we got rid of that reddish colored early seedling grow light, and now we're just on a regular LED grow light, and it's coming along fairly nicely. And what you just saw there was our temperature humidity sensor for the outdoor portion, so it shows up on our weather panel. Now, of the 3 surviving artichokes that you can see there, one of them appears to be putting up a flower bud, which is what the artichoke actually is, and there's a little teeny tiny one. So if you were going to make a meal, you need about 100 of those to stuff and steam just for one person. But anyway, this is what prompted us today with the rain that we had last night to go out and put them in the garden so they can put down some more roots and perhaps produce some bigger fruit. Actually bigger flowers, which is what an artichoke actually is. So I just want to take a close-up of this little miniature artichoke bud just sitting right there. And again, this was the impromptu this morning to go ahead and take it out and put it in the garden. So Luann went out there this morning and dug the holes, and then we planted them and put cages around them initially. That's just for because once the artichokes start, it's not going to need that planting guide around it, and they will get fairly large. And as you can see, there's the little one that was all nice and pretty. So now it's going to be able to put its roots down. That is our normal soil and some potting soil, perlite, some peat moss, all mixed in with the dirting soil to give it a good drainage so they can get a good start. Now we had about 1.25 inches of rain last night. So here you go. Here are our artichokes planted in the garden. And with the greatest of expectations, we're going to let them grow. And here it is, April 30th. By the way, happy birthday, Shannon. You're 41 this year. Call your dad. But anyway, What we're hoping for is right here, is artichokes that get about this big. And as you can see, those plants are about 3.5, 4 feet in diameter, which is why we spaced them. This is from our friend out in California, Carolyn Brown and Greg Sincock. They have 5 artichoke plants right there, and they get plenty. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you found all of this about artichokes in the indoor garden, going to the outdoor, useful and informative. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fun day.